Hey, it's Fandom Fights. Teams tournament finals. We're here. You see how I got like bigger as we went on? Yeah, I know. Sorry, calm down. Bucky's super pumped. We're here for the teams finals of the tournament. We got the number 2 seed, Wookiee Mistake, going up against, I want to say, the number 4 seed. Am I right on that? Nice. Look at me go. Guns and ships. Nick, we've never seen this matchup before. I'm joking. We've seen it so many times. This is the 4th time we've seen it. What do you think about this matchup this time, Nick?
Very interesting. I have to go back and look. I don't know if there's been a time where teams have played each other this many times. There may have been, but I can't think of any. And what's cool is this is a very storied history, these two teams together. Obviously, Wookiee Mistake has seen more success, and they had to beat Guns and Chips in order to get their titles at the beginning of the year, which they eventually lost to Dummies, who had to beat Guns and Chips also to get to Wookiee Mistake. Another interesting thing is Wookiee Mistake has only ever lost one tournament, and it was this tournament 1 year ago today when they were knocked out by Guns and Chips. So very interesting stuff. They meet in the finals this time. Guns and Chips in the finals for the second time. Wookiee Mistake in the finals for the second time from 2 years ago. One of them is going to win it. It's going to be cool.
Yeah. No, very excited about this. Let's get into it with the promos.
There's only so many times we can cut a promo against Wookiee Mistake. If you want interesting, scathing, whatever, go back and watch the last 3. What I'm going to say today is that Wookiee Mistake is a great team, and we like them. But it would be really, really, really fun if Guns and Chips could pull off the win here today. I like that we're back in the finals. I love it that this team just keeps succeeding all the time, and you guys just always are like, yeah, all right, yeah, we're just going to play, and it just leads to you guys being in the finals. So I like this relaxed energy. I say we keep it. We got nothing to lose, and that's my favorite position to be in, because there's nothing more dangerous than a team with nothing to lose playing a team with everything to lose. So, manage make it man. Let's play.
Man, I feel like we have been doing this promo forever.
I like that. I was going to keep it short and sweet. Just wanted to say you've got 2 teams that are made up of, well, you've got 2 players in you and Albert who have had fantastic seasons. And then you have, without blowing my own trumpet, the Fandom singles champion and probably one of the all-round greatest trivia players in the community. So this could go either way, but David, you want them belts back?
Yeah, and I really want a 3rd tournament. That would be nice.
Let's go.
Yeah.
Nick, thoughts on the promos?
Smooth.
Yes, absolutely. How's round number 1 going to work?
Round number 1 is going to work like this. There's going to be 10 questions in the realm of Fandom Fights. Each player will answer individually on their whiteboard. They'll have 15 seconds to write down their answer. At the end of 15 seconds, we will say pens down, at which point the players will reveal their answer and say it aloud. Each correct answer is worth 1 point apiece, and should any individual player get all 10 questions correct in round number 1, they would receive a bonus question. Each team will have 3 repeats, 1 challenge for the entirety of the match. Teams, any questions as we get in round 1?
Nope. Good luck, Guns and Chips.
All right.
Likewise.
Your first question comes in the category of Fandom Quotes. Question is, which Disney animated character said the quote, "Teenagers, they think they know everything. You give them an inch, they swim all over you"?
Once upon a time, you were a teenager.
No, I skipped that.
Oh,
I didn't have time for that shit.
I still feel like a teenager, and then I'm reminded that no, I'm an old man. 5.
Yeah, it sucks.
3, 2, 1. Pen down.
David
okay.
got it. Yep.
Go ahead, Nick.
All right, the question again. Which Disney animated character said the quote, "Teenagers, they think they know everything. You give them an inch, they swim all over you"?
There's also so many things going on just in my life right now that make me feel like I'm an old man.
Yeah.
I don't talk about them publicly because, that's my own fucking business, but it's just crazy.
Think about what it's going to be like when Bucky's a teenager.
When Bucky's a teenager? Yeah. In 6 months. 5.
Yeah, he's going to be like, I don't want to clean my room.
1. Pens down. That's literally him now with his toys. Let's go to Joe.
Sebastian from The Little Mermaid.
Let's go to Boatman.
Sebastian.
David.
I said Mother Prophet.
And Albert.
I said MCAS.
Sebastian is correct.
Nice.
We'll move on to your next question in the category of the worlds of DC. When Bruce first encounters Anatoly Knyazev in a human fighting pit, what does he do to help him keep track of Anatoly going forward in Batman v Superman? It's okay. It's all right, Nick. You're allowed to have a flaw. I've been saying this for years.
No, Tim.
I can't have any. 5, 4, 3, 2.
Remember Steve's on?
Let's go to Boatman.
I said puts a tracking device on him.
Let's go to David.
I also said puts a tracker on him.
Albert.
That makes more sense. I say he hangs him up.
And Joe.
Hacks his cell phone.
I think we can take hacks his cell phone. Yeah. So.
Yeah, we can take it. Yep.
Yeah.
Sorry.
So that makes it 2-1 as we get into the next question. What is it, Nick?
Your third question comes in the category of Pixar. To which 2010's Pixar film do Paula Poundstone and Bobby Moynihan lend their voice as a cameo?
So at the theater, we have the large size, the regular size, and then instead of having a small, they call it the cameo. Because like it's like a small appearance, like a little cameo, popcorn and soda. Yeah, it's pretty
brand.
Cool. Yeah, and then all of it, we have people all the time going, "What's the cameo?" And then I have to explain that to them. 5,
And then they go, "I'll have 17."
3, 2, 1. Pens down. Let's go to David.
Toy Story 4.
We'll go to Albert.
I said Cars 3.
We'll go to Joe.
Finding Dory.
And Boatman.
I said Monsters University.
All incorrect. We were looking for Inside Out.
Okay.
Triple dank gum.
We all took a punt.
All right. Your next question is in the category of Star Trek. In Star Trek VI, The Undiscovered Country, Saavik points out that the killers couldn't have vaporized their clothes for what reason? My dasher is heading to me.
Cool.
Hopefully it's not a situation like when you were getting KFC.
Yeah.
I had nightmares about that. So, and you lived it. It was crazy.
Those are what your nightmares about?
Yeah, I have a very simple life, Nick. 5,
Cancel.
3, 2, 1. Pens down. Let's go to Albert.
I said it will trigger the ship's alarm.
Let's go to Joe.
The alarm goes off when phasers are fired.
Let's go to Boatman.
I had nothing.
And David.
An alarm sounds when an authorized phaser. And that's what I was able to write.
All right, sorry, we cut there for a second, guys. So we were looking at stuff. We did check the tape just because Nick thought he saw David still writing while I had set pens down and going to the first answer. So David will be disqualified from the question because of that. Albert is getting the point, and Joe will get the point, making it 3-2 going into the next question.
That is correct.
Okay. All right. So then let's move on. What is it, Nick?
It's in the category of Disney live action. In A Muppet Christmas Carol, Scrooge used to work for Fozziwig, who owned a factory that made what specifically?
What?
You like this?
Yeah. Maggie just scoffed at you. She went.
Does he like it?
You said something very nice about my wife last night, actually. We were talking, and you said, I like your wife very much, but you guys spend a lot of money on weird stuff. And I said, yeah, that's true. 5, 4, 3. I'll tell you what it was later. 1 pens down. It was a weird thing. Let's go to Joe.
Rubber chickens.
Boatman.
I thought I was wrong. Rubber chicken.
David.
Rubber chickens.
And Alf.
Finally.
Rubber chicken.
Rubber chickens is correct. 5-4. We get into your next question in the category of Marvel. Who plays Detective Patrick Mulligan in Venom, Let There Be Carnage? Also known as Venom, Let There Be Carnage. Oh, one second. I'm going to mute and tell Maggie what the dumb thing she thought.
Oh my god. Down with the Venom.
She said she had to double check, Nick. That's why. 5,
Oh,
4,
okay.
3,
Double
2,
check more.
1. Pens down. Let's go to Joe.
No, I blanked.
Boatman.
I have no idea. I said common.
That'd be cool. Let's go to David.
Stephen Graham.
And Albert.
Stephen Graham.
Stephen Graham is correct.
All right. Your next question comes in the category of the MCU. In Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness, according to America Chavez, what is the first rule of multiversal travel? Somewhat.
I missed what you said because my dad texted me. What?
Oh, I said the question.
Yeah, and then what'd you say?
Somewhat generally.
Oh, fair. Fair. Somewhat general.
Somewhat generally.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pens down. Let's go to David.
Pizza's always good.
Let's go to Albert.
I said always find food.
Joe.
Eat before you travel.
And Boatman.
Find food.
Yep. Just guns and chips.
Okay, that's where I was looking like, yeah, on Joe's. But yes, I agree. Only guns and chips, which makes it 7-6.
I was remembering something about pizza. I don't know why.
That was the second rule, I think.
Pizza Papa always finds out, which is not the line, but I like saying. Anyway, your next question is in the category of Alien versus Predator. Which Alien versus Predator film features a room called a sacrificial chamber?
God damn it.
It's okay. We literally wrote these on call like at 2 a.m. So
I know.
the fact that you missed one word in the question, I knew what you were trying to say.
That's good. I'm glad.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And pens down. Let's go to Albert.
Alien versus Predator?
Joe.
Alien versus Predator.
Boatman.
Should have changed it. Prometheus.
And David.
Alien versus Predator.
That is correct. 8-8. What is next?
Your penultimate question comes in the category of DC. The question is, Annette O'Toole plays which character in a DC Superman film?
Can you hear my
We
dog?
do need the full name.
Can you hear him drinking like an animal?
I can. Sounds like a diesel truck starting up.
Yeah, no, he's drinking water like a freaking maniac. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Repeat.
All right, that's going to be a repeat for Guns and Ships.
The question again. Annette O'Toole plays which character in a DC Superman film? We need the full name.
Was that good? Did you finish all your water? You like that? You disgusting creature. You murderer? Yeah, that's right.
Oh, God.
I don't know if we've talked about it in the match. I know we've talked about it in life.
Some
5,
other time.
4, 3, 2, 1. Pens down. Joe.
Lana Lang.
Boatman.
Oh, I said Ava Tessmacher.
Let's go to David.
Lana Lang.
And Albert.
This might be gibberish. I said Lara Zor-El.
Lana Lang is correct.
Not gibberish, though, Albert.
So 10-8 as we get into the final question of the round in the category of horror icons. In the original Friday the 13th, what kind of animal do the counselors have to kill inside their cabin?
Would you live in a cabin?
Have I or would I?
Would you? And have you?
No.
Because if you have, then we would know that you would.
I've stayed in a cabin, like when I've gone camping, but I would not live in a cabin.
Come on.
5, 4, 3,
Maybe a cabin in the woods.
1. Pens down. No, bad things happen there. Let's go to Boatman.
Snake.
My God, Bucky. I'm so sorry. David.
I said a snake.
Let's go to Albert.
I said spider.
And Joe.
Said snake.
Snake is correct.
Okay.
So, much to Bucky's upsetness, it is 12-9. Is that what you have,
Yep.
Nick?
That's what I have, Tim.
All right, round 2. How's it going to work?
Christ.
Round number 2 is going to look like this. It is the wheel round. We have a wheel with 8 Fandom categories on it, as well as spinners and opponent's choice. Each team will get a spin at the wheel. If they like what they spin the first time, they keep it. If not, they can choose to spin again, but they will be forced to keep what they spin the second time. You will get 5 questions in the chosen category, each worth 2 points apiece, unless you'd like to check down a multiple choice, in which case it will only be worth 1. And be on the lookout as stealing is available in round number 2. Your categories on the wheel today are Star Wars, Marvel, James Bond, Mission Impossible, Disney Animation, Worlds of DC, Pixar, and the MCU. Take it away, Tim.
Wookiee mistake, you're in the lead. Do you want to spin first or defer?
We go first, right, Joe?
Yeah, this is a good wheel. I like this wheel a lot.
Go first.
All right. This is your first spin. It's on James Bond.
Yeah, we'll keep that.
Yeah.
All right. All right, Nick, you want to go ahead and read Wookiee mistake their questions in James Bond?
Gladly. What mistake are you prepared for your questions in the category of James Bond?
I hope so.
All right, then. Your first question. Bond falls through a frozen body of water on his way to confront the main villain near the end of which Bond film?
David? You've been working on it.
Yeah. Nah.
It's Skyfall. Final answer.
That is correct. 2 points.
I'm going to just go to you first, David. I know you've been
Okay.
working on it, and I want to be proud of you.
Your second question.
Wow.
In A View to a Kill, the film opens with Bond finding the frozen body of which agent in Siberia?
Is he 009?
No.
No. Okay.
All right, yeah. 003. Final answer.
That is correct for 2 points.
All right.
There is 009 in other ones. That's fine.
Your third question. Who plays Tiffany Case, a Bond girl in Diamonds Are Forever?
That's no.
Jill St. John. Final answer.
That is correct for 2 points. Your penultimate question. In The Living Daylights, what is the first name of the war-crazed villain Whitaker?
Brad.
Final answer.
That is correct for 2 points.
I'm so proud of you.
And your final question. In Die Another Day, what sport did both Miranda and Graves play in college where they met?
That's fencing.
Final answer.
And that is correct for 2 more points and the clean sweep.
David, I saw your eyes light up when he said Die Another Day.
I love that movie.
Why?
All right, this is going to be the spin for Guns and Ships.
Yeah, Albert Boatman, don't do that. All right. Anyway,
The MCU.
you guys are doing really well in the questions for this so far lately. You guys want to keep it or do you want to spin again?
Albert, it's up to you. Do you feel comfortable or do you want to go for something else? I feel like we talked about keeping this, but I want to make sure you're comfortable.
Because I personally keep this better.
I feel comfortable about it. Let's go.
All right, let's go for it.
All right. Guns and Ships, I'll give you your questions in the MCU. Are you ready?
Yeah.
Yep.
Which MCU film features a character jumping from a building and landing in a helicopter?
That's Captain America, Winter Soldier.
Go for it.
Captain America, the Winter Soldier. Final answer.
That is correct for 2 points. Your next question. What is the name of the Wakandan, what is the Wakandan name of Killmonger's father in Black Panther?
It's Sterling K. Brown's character, right?
Yeah, I don't know if I'm pronouncing it right, but it's like, oh god, and Jadaka. I don't know if
I think go for it.
3.
and Jadaka. Final answer.
That is incorrect. Wookiee, chance for a 2-point steal.
It's in Jobu. And Jadaka's Killmonger, right?
I thought.
I think in Jadaka's Killmonger. I think his father is in Jobu.
Okay. I thought it was the other way around, but if you want to go for it, go for it.
And Jobu, final answer.
That is correct for 2 points.
Okay.
All right. Your next question, Guns and Chips.
Sorry.
How many members of Hawkeye's family turned to dust at the beginning of Avengers Endgame?
It's 4, right? Because it's what?
Yeah, it's 4. The 3 kids and the wife.
Yeah, 4. Final answer.
That is correct for 2 points. Your fourth question. Who plays the frost giant leader, Laufey, in Thor?
Oh God. Do you know this?
No.
I might know it on multiple.
All right, let's go multiple.
Okay. Your multiple choice options are A, Tom Hollander, B, Colm Feore, C, Max von Sydow, or D, Hiroyuki Sanada.
Pretty sure it's B.
Yeah, B started out for me. Let's go for that. B, final answer.
That is correct for 1 point. All right. And your final question in the round. In what city is Xiaoling's Fight Club located in Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings?
Oh, the city.
It's not Hong Kong, is it?
No, because it's in Macau.
Oh, okay.
But the city.
5, 4.
Let's go multiple.
Multiple choice.
All right. Your options are A, Beijing, B, Hong Kong, C, Shanghai, or D, Macau.
I thought Macau was a country. But yeah, I'm pretty sure it's Macau.
Okay. D, final answer.
That is correct for 1 point. So, Nick, at the end of round number 2, I have Guns and Chips at 15 to Wookiee's 24.
That's what I have, Tim.
Okay, so let's get into round number 3. How's it going to work?
Round number 3 is going to work like this. It's the betting round. We have 5 more questions in the realm of fandom fights. Once the teams hear the category, they can choose who will take it. The other person will have to take the second question. They can reset for questions 3 and 4, and they can confer on the 5th and final question. Once the players hear the category, they can bet anywhere between 0 and 2 points on the question. If they get the question correct, they will gain those points. If they get the question incorrect, they will lose those points. We will play until someone is mathematically eliminated or we have reached the end of the match. Teams, any questions as we get into round number 3?
No.
Okay. Then the first category you can bet points on is going to be the Wizarding World. All right, let's get bets starting with Wookiee. Who's taking it and how much?
Me too.
Okay, and Guns and Chips, who's taking it and how much?
2.
All right, Nick, here's what's going to happen. If both players hit and both players miss, the game goes to Wookiee. If Boatman can hit and David misses, then we will move on to the next question. So your question in the category of the Wizarding World. In Harry Potter and the Half-Blood Prince, what is the name of the potion the students have to make in order to win a vial of liquid luck? What would you do with a vial of liquid luck?
Nothing, Tim, because I'm already the luckiest guy in the world.
Aw.
I'm just kidding. There's so many things.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pens down. Let's go to Boatman
Living Death.
and David.
It's a draught of living death.
And your winner, Wookiee, mistake. We would have accepted both those answers. So a final score of 26-17. Nick, what do you think of the match?
Oh, I was lagging. Sorry. Everyone was still in, and it went quiet. Listen, Wookiee Mistake has run through this tournament quite easily, if I do say so myself. Not that Guns and Chips is an easy team to beat, but you cannot afford to slip up against the way Wookiee Mistake is playing right now. And it was just one slip up, and that's all it did to turn the tide. They still made it to round 3. They still played very well enough to not suffer the same fates some earlier teams did. But at the end of the day, there was just no beating Wookiee Mistake today.
Yeah. Let's get into the post-match interviews. We'll kick it off starting with Guns and Chips.
Why is it not turning? There we go. Hello.
Hello. Guns and Chips. same old song and dance, in the sense that I'm going to tell you how everyone underestimates you, and yet you are still one of the best teams playing by far. Making it to the finals of the tournament for the second year in a row is no feat to scoff at. And the fact is, you were with Wookiee all the way up until that sort of pivotal steal in round 2. That's what swung the match, and it's literally that one thing. Other than that, I think you guys go back and forth in round 3, and it's literally anyone's match. The score may not reflect how good of a team you are, and even how good you played today. But at the end of the day, you lost to a team on a warpath. So how are you feeling about the match and your season overall?
Before the match, Albert and I were talking, and we were like, if we win today, that's awesome. But if this is the end of our run this season, we had a killer season. So I'm completely satisfied with what we did this season. We played for a title this season. We made it to the finals of the tournament. We did super well as a team. I'm really satisfied with how we did.
I think the big thing that these two keep showing is Albert's a freaking beast. Albert's a monster, having a monster season again, and he just plays great trivia. And Boatman's just maybe the greatest trivia player to ever hold a whiteboard. That this guy just shows up in a division that he doesn't focus on, and is in the finals of a tournament where people who put everything into this game can't get to. So I think that these two are a great team with two very smart trivia minds. And the fact that they were able to get to a title, to get to the finals, is an incredible run for a team that has been largely preoccupied with a lot of things going on. And to still be this good and operating at this high of a level shows that next year I think they're going to be even better. So I love this team. I think this team's coming back for a title next year.
Great, absolutely.
And nothing but love to Wookiee.
Absolutely.
Seriously, Joe and David rock. Go get him, boys.
I think that was well said. And gentlemen, I look forward to seeing you next year, because you seem to only improve since you've started. So it's going to be a fun one as we bring in our winners today. Mercy. Wookiee mistake. You guys, you knocked out your first 2 opponents, and you only let your second 2 opponents get to 1 question in round 3. What sort of statement are you trying to send to your now future opponents, the dummies?
I think we've said it in the promos. We want our belts back.
Yeah, we want the belt.
I mean, look, I'm going to just speak for myself just for a second. My record, singles and teams combined this year, is 12-1. And that one annoys me.
Know the feeling?
So it would mean a lot to me to end the year on a high. Obviously, we've got the singles picture coming up. Still don't know who that's going to be, but that's now our goal. Is if we can get David there, then it's going to be a Wookiee mistake Christmas.
Yeah, that would be great. That'd be nice.
But I just want to say I actually echo everything that Koho just said about guns and ships. I agree with everything that was just said there. And honestly, the way I've seen this tournament go, I think if it had gone the other way today, then we'd still be looking at someone taking the belts. That's honestly how I feel right now. That being said, the round 1 today from both
that was weird.
was a bit of a tough round 1. We both struggled a little bit. I think everyone struggled a little bit. And I don't think for a second the dummies have been sitting with the belts, twiddling their thumbs, doing absolutely nothing for the last few months. So, yeah.
We probably should score more than 12 points.
It's always good to sort of win the number 1 contender match and be like, oh, that could have been a lot better. Yeah. Rather than go in thinking, that was amazing. Look at us. We've got no issues here. And now we know the work we have to put in against the dummies. But this time, hopefully, there'll be a bigger gap between the matches, because that's where it went wrong for me. It was like I played like 10 rounds in 4 days and it killed me.
Fair.
David's awesome. Look at it. Bond questions. Look at it.
I should have gotten 003, but that's fine.
So proud.
Guys, I'm very much looking forward to the 3rd face-off with dummies. You guys are 1 apiece. You've each beaten each other once, and then went on to win a title because of it. So I think that's, as much as I love the Wookiee Mistake Guns and Ships rivalry as displayed today, I think the Wookiee Mistake Dummies rivalry is equally as good. So I look forward to the title match. We'll see you guys at the final act. It's going to be a good one as I talk to Tim, who's back now.
I am back. Great match. I think really good attitudes from Guns and Ships. Like, coming in and just being, like, hey, if today was our day, it would have been great, but we're really satisfied with the great season we had. I think that's a great outlook to have. And yeah, Wookiee Mistake going up against Dummies. We'll see what happens because, it's a different game than when they played last time, as far as like where these players all are in their careers right now. So in both sides of Multiplex and other leagues and stuff. So it'll be interesting to see what happens. I'm looking forward to it. We'll see you guys real soon with the titles matches. And also tomorrow, I want to say, is the singles number one contender match. So be on the lookout for that so you can see who's going to play Joe for the title. So Bucky's pumped. He's squeaking away. We'll see you guys for those matches. Bye.
We are so glad you came. Bye-bye. 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 Bye-bye now. Bye. Bye-bye.
And again, that's the hero gig. Part of the journey is the end.
Goodbye, old friend.
Kitty has to go.
Hey, welcome to the... Did you hashtag stay till the end? Probably, if you're hearing this.
I hope so. Yeah, if you're watching this, then you did.
Good job. So, bit of business to take. I hope you enjoyed that tournament. Tim, great tournament, don't you think?
Yeah, good shit.
Yeah, good
Things
shit.
happened. Matches occurred.
Absolutely. Now, other things occurred as well. Traditionally, and what makes sense to just about everyone, is the person who wins the tournament goes on to challenge for the title, as you just saw us talk about with Wookiee Mistake in their victory over Guns and Ships. However,
my hair's a bit longer.
Yeah, it's a little longer.
Some time has passed.
Some time has passed. We're all a little heavier because Thanksgiving happened. We like to shoot very early. Little peek behind the curtain. However, the team's title match was the last match of the year we needed to shoot. And due to the player schedule involved with Dummies and Wookiee Mistake, we had to schedule it very, very late. We couldn't find a day that worked for everyone earlier than that. It's about a week before we were about to shoot it, and we got some unfortunate news that David Garcia, one of the members of Wookiee Mistake, has run into some unforeseen medical issues. He's assured us he's okay, he's going to be good, but he's not going to be able to play in the match. So, unfortunately, Wookiee Mistake is not going to be able to compete for the title after winning the tournament. Unfortunate, but these things happen. Couldn't really do anything about it. It's nobody's fault. It's just the way things worked out. So Wookiee Mistake versus Dummies 3 will not be the match that you see at the final act. However, we would still like to put a match on for you, and we would still like to give Dummies a chance to defend again before year's end. So basically this happened, and Tim and I hopped on the phone, and we were like, okay, what do we do? Here's what we could do this. Essentially, this is what we came up with. The last two teams to lose to Wookiee Mistake, the eventual tournament winners, were Guns and Ships and the Manhattan Project. Manhattan Project in the semifinals, Guns and Ships in the finals.
As you just saw.
Yes, that just happened 20 seconds ago. So what we are going to do is take those two teams. They're going to play in a number one contender match tomorrow. Tim, take it over.
They're going to play in a number one contender match tomorrow. Those two teams are going to play. Then the winner of that will go on to play Dummies for the title at the final act. So that match we are shooting today. Peek behind the curtain again, and that will play tomorrow. It'll air tomorrow for you by the time you're seeing this. And then, like Nick said, the winner of those two teams is going to move on to play Dummies at the final act. We did already shoot, as you've seen, we've already got singles in the can. So you saw earlier today, or yesterday rather, it was today. I'm not crazy. You're gonna see David Garcia versus Jake Meltzer. That wasn't affected by anything because we already had that shot. So everything else with singles with David is good to go. It's just this team's picture. So all this will get put on the end of this match. You guys are gonna get to see it. You'll understand what's going on, and we'll be good to go for the final act.
Have you still been talking this whole time?
Yeah.
Wow. Go Tim.
Yeah.
What'd you talk about?
I just said that we already had singles in the can, so the match that you're going to see later with Jake Meltzer and David was shot a while ago in the can, so singles is dealt with and good. It just affected this team's match.
Yes, that's correct. So you might be thinking, like we told you, the reasoning for why it would be Guns and Chips and Manhattan Project facing off against each other. There is another team in there that technically has a claim, if this is Game of Thrones, has a claim to like this contender match. It would be Young Justice, who also made it they made it as far in the tournament as Manhattan Project did. They just lost to Guns and Chips already. So we didn't put them in this contender match. But they will be compensated in one way or another next year, whether it be they're higher up in a title picture than they would have been prior, maybe even a contender match automatically. We just haven't decided that yet. But Young Justice will be compensated since they did as well as Manhattan Project. The only difference is Manhattan Project lost to the eventual winners.
And also the winner of the match that you're going to see tomorrow will obviously go on to play for the title. The loser will not get a loss on their record because they're helping us out.
Yeah, a little more behind. I don't know if Tim said this, but a little more behind the scenes. This all happened very last minute. We basically emailed or messaged these two teams and said, "Hey, we need to shoot this match in like 3 days, and then we would need to shoot the title match like a week later." So, full transparency, both teams would be going in at a disadvantage because we also didn't want to disadvantage dummies who've been prepping to play Wookiee Mistake. So that match is staying exactly the same. All the deep cuts that Wookiee Mistake picked are going to be the same. So Dummies has been prepping. Guns and Chips and Manhattan Project are going to be at a disadvantage. It's just the way it's going to happen, but I think it'll still provide for an exciting title. So
I think so too.
Yeah, so check that out. That contender match is going to be tomorrow. The singles contender match, which was going to be tomorrow, is now going to be later tonight. So check that out. And then Guns and Chips will play Manhattan Project tomorrow. Winner goes on to the final act.
Yep. Can't wait.
I don't know if we've talked about Wookiee Mistake, but Wookiee Mistake will also be compensated in one way or another, similar to Young Justice next year. We can't promise them a guaranteed title shot after this thing, but they'll get another shot sooner or later.
Yep, absolutely.
So yeah, that's it, guys.
All right. Thank you for watching. We'll see you guys tomorrow with that match we're talking about and the contender match for singles tonight. Thank you guys for watching.
If you have any questions, DM Tim.
Yep, just hit me up. Okay. We'll see you guys real soon. Bye. And then I'll just